History awaits. Golden 60 on Sunday. Brilliant winner of the Hong Kong Classic Mile and Classic Cup. He is now just one race away for a clean sweep of the 4-year-old series to emulate the mighty Rapper Dragon, the only horse to achieve that feat so far. But this is his toughest test so far. This is the BMW Hong Kong Derby.
Tearing away with the Derby. John Size produces a masterpiece with Big Eye Star. Now Ferrari. Bowman's turned the jets on. Ferrari's got the Derby parcelled up. Frankie Law, what a moment.
Some great names there. Who's going to add their name to the list this year? Well, that's what we're here to find out. This is the Hong Kong Direct BMW Derby Special. I'm Andrew Lejeune. I'm joined here by Ed Sadler and Graham Cunningham. And Ed, I suppose the place to start, the big story, is Golden 60, and it's an all-home team. Home-owned, home-ridden and home-trained as well.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic story, Andrew. This is a horse who's won 9 from 10. He's undefeated this season. He's beaten these horses before in the first 2 legs of the series, and for mine, something has to go wrong for him. He has to put in a below-par performance for him to lose this race. It's at his mercy, but I think it's great. It's a bit like the Derek Leung Beauty Generation moment. I think that's what could await us on Sunday.
Yeah, Francis Loy trained. Vincent Ho will be in the saddle. Could it be bittersweet in some respects, though, Graham, for Francis Loy, if the stablemate in More Than This rolls him on the weekend?
Yeah, I think he'll be delighted whichever shines. But this is a really, really significant event in the Hong Kong sporting calendar. But because of what Hong Kong has been through in recent months and is still going through, and because of what the entire world is going through now, it's taken on even greater significance. It's just a horse race, but it's a very, very special horse race.
Yeah, and it's not just racing, it's world sport in general now that's feeling it all.
Well, Hong Kong has set the tone in terms of many things in recent months, Edward, especially in the way to keep racing in the face of adversity. And the main thing is we are racing this weekend, and the fact that the Hong Kong angle runs right through this race is super seductive.
Definitely. We had the first meeting behind closed doors for Chinese New Year, the first day of the Classic Series, and there's been all this uncertainty, but best part of 2 months later, we're still going to be racing. We're still going to be having our biggest race for the year on the domestic calendar. So it's exciting that we are in this position to be able to be racing on the weekend.
Absolutely is. And we've had the barrier draw as well. That took place earlier on. How did they fare? Well, Golden 60, he came up with barrier number 9. Champions Way, one of the big 3 coming out of the Classic Mile and Classic Cup. Barrier 8 for him. Joe Moreira in the saddle for John Size. More Than This, barrier 1, Zach Burton was the second last name out of the hat. Decrypt from the wide gate, also Private Secretary. Claire de Puente goes in the same colours as More Than This. Columbus County, barrier 3, Neil Callan, Casper Found. Super Oasis, a first Derby ride for Wagner Borges from barrier 4. Butterfield's drawn wide. Star Performance from 10. Amazing Beats has drawn nicely from barrier 2 for Caris Teat. Reliable Team from 5. Savvy 9 from 7. And World Famous with Alex Alina Sailor, who's a possible pace angle here from barrier number 6. All right, we'll talk about all the runners in due course. The place to start, though, is with our favourite, though, Golden 60 and the hometown hero, Vincent Ho.
Well, Vincent, it's fantastic to be joined by you here right in the heart of Hong Kong, by the harbour in Tsim Sha Tsui. The Hong Kong Derby's coming up. It's the race that everyone involved in racing here wants to win. You're a local Hong Konger. You're on the favourite, Golden 60. How are you feeling about it all?
Thanks for having me here. I'm lucky to be on Golden 60 for sure. And thanks for Mr. Loy, of course, for supporting me, and the owner, and who have always trusted me on him. You know, I'm just very happy to be on him. Hopefully, he stay healthy and you know, keep working well.
Opportunities like this for local jockeys don't come up very often. The fact that you are a local jockey riding such a talented horse and representing Hong Kong in its biggest race, does that give you extra pride or satisfaction?
I didn't think of that, but for sure, I agree with you. As a local boy, to get on a good horse like this and be able to ride big races like this is not easy, and have to work extra hard than anybody else. So just hopefully he will do well, and I'll just keep improving, keep working hard.
Now the explosive turn of foot is in here from Golden 60. He's race clear now. More than this, giving chase with Champions Way. He's been the gold standard so far, and Golden 60 stretches his record even further. He's a terrific 4-year-old.
You've been around horses for much of your life. You come from a show jumping background. You've been champion apprentice here in Hong Kong. You rode in New Zealand doing your apprenticeship there before coming here. What's your relationship like with Golden 60, the horse?
It definitely is something really special to me, because it's probably one of the best horses I've ridden so far in racing. I've ridden some good horses too, but this one is special because he can have a turn of foot like a sprinter, but he can run a mile or even a bit longer.
What a battle! Golden 60 goes to the top now. 10 starts, 9 wins. He's a cracker.
Have we seen the best of Golden 60 yet, do you believe?
I think not yet, because he's still learning. He's still very young and learning each race. So I think soon, maybe even next season, when he get more mature and get a little bit stronger, then we'll see.
Is he a Group 1 horse for the future?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's one of the best miler in Hong Kong.
And do you feel that this is the season where you're reaping the rewards of all your learnings, all your hard work? Earlier on in the season, you beat Beauty Generation Rise High, a horse, Beauty Generation, who was thought of as undefeatable. You're now on the favourite for the Derby. Is this the season where you're getting the rewards for all the hard work?
I don't know. It's
That's the way it looks from the outside looking in, anyway.
But I'm lucky to, very grateful that my ex-boss supported me with Rise High for sure. It's a good horse. Unfortunately, he got injured. And of course, Golden 60, which is very lucky to, have a chance to be on them and to keep winning on them. So never take anything for granted, and just have to work extra hard to make sure I'm doing well on them. Yeah.
Well, Vincent, we've enjoyed the ride so far, watching you with Golden 60. Let's hope it continues for the Derby. Thanks for your time. All the very best of luck.
Thank you. I hope so too.
Great interview there with Vincent, with a great backdrop as well of Hong Kong Island. The weather didn't quite play its part, Graham, but Golden 60 surely will on the weekend. Yeah,
I really enjoyed watching that. And it's a bit of an old sports cliche, but everything that has gone before has come down to this day for Vincent Ho, from the day when he was on Go for Duty in 2008 to the superstar jockeys on IJC night and starstruck teenager asking Christophe Soumillon for an autograph. It's all built to this day, and this is the real springboard race for him.
I think the last couple of seasons we've really seen Vincent come of age, and then he's reaping the rewards this season, beating Beauty Generation on Rise High earlier on in the season, and now sticking with a horse like Golden 60, and that's the big thing. You go back 20 years ago, Jimmy Ting won the Classic Trials, was known then on Industrialist. Gerald Massey was on board on the Derby, though. Vincent's still here on Derby Day on the horse, which is fantastic to see.
Yeah, he's always very keen on self-improvement as well. In the off-season, he's ridden in the UK, he's been to France, he went to see Monty Roberts in America as well, and he had some time off. But that aside, let's talk about the race specifically. Does Barrier 9 make any difference at all? Are you happy enough with that? None
whatsoever. He's a get-back horse anyway. What is significant, I think, for Golden 60 are the fractions. because if they go stop-start or slow here, there's one, maybe two horses in this race who can rattle home in 22.2, 22.3. He's one of them. If they go slow, they could just set things up perfectly for him.
Definitely. I think the most important thing for him, and he's been better at it recently, is his ability to relax in the race. There is always that stamina doubt about him up to 2,000 metres, but if he can settle, hopefully there's enough speed on to help him out. That'll be the key for him, I think.
I'd like to make just one point, and it's always interesting when you talk to a real expert in the field and they throw in something that you hadn't thought of. I spoke to Douglas White about Golden 60, neutral witness, super experienced witness, multiple Derby winner, and he said, you have to remember that his latest win in the Classic Cup, mighty impressive, but it came on the back of a setback. He'd had a temperature 2 weeks earlier, and Douglas said, question is, has that race bruised him a little and just knocked him back, or does it bring him on? And I think that's the key question which many people may not have asked, and we won't get the answer until Sunday afternoon.
That is one of those things, isn't it? You won't know until they swing into the straight and the question is asked. We talk a lot about the ratings being important coming into the Derby, needing a triple figure rating. He's the highest rated horse in the race, and they're racing off level weight. So all things being equal, he's clearly, with a clear run, still the one to beat though.
Shocks are very rare. 100 Club is the key metric, Edward, in this race. Have to go back 20 years to find a horse who wasn't rated 100 or higher. 3 members of the 100 Club this weekend. Golden 60 112, more than this, and Champions Way on 107, 108 respectively.
And even your points about there aren't many shocks in the Derby. The last time, and the only time this century we've seen a double figure winner was Vital King back in 2007. So generally, one of the better credentialed horses does win the Derby.
And when Vital King did spring a surprise, horse he beat was Floral Pegasus by about that far, and Floral Pegasus had won the previous 2 legs at the 4-year-old Classic Series.
And he was trained by Paul O'Sullivan and has amazing beats coming into this weekend's race, as well as already a Derby course and distance winner as well. Okay, that's Golden 60 and Vincent Ho. After the break, we've still got all the other contenders to have a look at. Plus, we'll be looking back on the champ himself, Rapper Dragon, his clean sweep of the series back in 2017. Welcome back to our BMW Hong Kong Derby special. Ed Sadler, Graham Cunningham still with me. Looking at the other contenders in a second. But while history awaits Golden 60 on the weekend, history was made in 2017 for Rapper Dragon, John Moore and Joe Moreira.
When he arrived, and he had a character that really had to be contained in time, because he used to do what he wanted to do. He was very much in keeping with his sire's name, Street Boss. He was the boss.
Rapper Dragon took the lead at the 200 from Beauty Generation, Pakistan Star, Winner's Way, and then Seasons Bloom. But Rapper Dragon going well, getting further in front. He's the heavyweight of the 4-year-old series, Rapper Dragon, and he's too good for them in the Classic Mile.
He was a good horse, a horse that any connection on horse racing would love to find. And we were blessed to find him, you know, he was the star.
Rapper Dragon raced away, Pakistan Star trying to reach him, but this is one serious thoroughbred. Rapper Dragon too good again.
What he did from where we started with him, it really stays here. It's, you know, it's one of the very top, call it, moments in a trainer's career.
So we're just about set for the feature for the 4-year-olds, the BMW Hong Kong Derby. To the roar of the crowd, they're loaded, they're racing.
Good gate, I was able to just get him in the position I wanted. He jumped extremely well, put himself running 4th or 5th.
Rapper Dragon, favourite, began fast, he's prominent. My Darling scorches across and heads them up early.
The race changing probably at 1,000 meters a little bit, where some horses made their move on the outside. A gap appeared for me on the fence. I just got in there and I saved a little bit of more ground.
And the sparks are on early with Rodrigo now zooming up to pressure My Darling for the lead. It's Rodrigo, a narrow margin over My Darling. Circuit Hassler, position 3rd. Rapper Dragon, favourite now 4th on the inside of Beauty Generation, who got in for some cover.
He probably got in front a little bit too early, so he started to run green and in and out, and I have to be correcting and using whipping both sides of both hands. But you know, he was classy, he was quality, and he was always going to win, even if he did get in front a little bit too early.
Rapid Dragon quickly accelerates and races up to take the lead. Beauty Generation, Circuit Hassler, Seasons Bloom, Pakistan Star, Rapid Dragon 250 out clear. Beauty Generation, Pakistan Star, the turbo's been turned on. Then Seasons Bloom, Rapid Dragon, Pakistan Star's eating up the ground. Rapid Dragon in front from Pakistan Star. The puzzle now complete. Rapid Dragon takes the derby from Pakistan Star.
Very emotional. As I said, I was really keen to win the race, and I won the race with a special horse, a horse that was making history in Hong Kong. As I said, it was a really special occasion, a special race, a special win, which I will never forget.
It's history here at Sha Tin. Rapid Dragon, the unrivaled star of his generation.
It was a very special day and a very special series there with Rapid Dragon. Can Golden 60 do it? Well, his main rival might be his stablemate in More Than This, who's chased him home, second in the mile, third in the Cup. What can he do differently? How can he turn it around?
I think it's a different equation, different distance, new headgear, cheek pieces, and a very different draw. He's drawn on the inside this time, which in theory is great, but it will be interesting to see. All his wins, as you know, Ed, would have been charging down the outside with lots of racing room. It could be a different navigation problem for Zac Purton on Sunday.
Definitely. I think he's the horse that's better over these sort of staying trips. So I think if there's a stamina doubt with Golden 60, there's no doubt in my mind for More Than This. That would be where he could get the edge.
And that's what Zac tried to do in the Classic Cup. He got going early and tried to hold their Golden 60 on the inside, get first run, but it didn't work. He still had to turn a foot.
Yeah, he's 2-0 down against his stablemate, but he is a very good quality horse. He's made for 2000, I think. And I think if the cheap pieces can just get him racing a little more evenly, I think he's very capable of putting it up to Golden 60, even if Golden 60 is bang on his A game. I don't think there's too much between them.
All right, well, let's hear from the man himself, the jockey on board. That's Zac Purton.
In the first two legs of the 4-year-old series, he's drawn the widest gates, and although they've been small fields, he's had to go back from this good draw. Hopefully we can just be a little bit closer and not have so much work to do. It doesn't look like there's going to be too much pace in the race, so I thought barriers were going to be important, and you know, we're halfway there. We just need a little bit of luck now.
Well, Zac Purton's certainly happy enough. You'd certainly rather have barrier 1 than barrier 14, that's for sure. Of the others, Ed, Champions Way probably the obvious place to start with that triple figure rating as well.
Yes, he's the second highest rated horse in the race. He's been placed in the first two legs of the series. I put the question to John Size though, Graham, because I wasn't sure what to make of his run in the Classic Cup. Was he run down by a better horse, or did he fail to stay the 1800 metres? And John said he was run down by a better horse, but he also said 1800's probably as far as he wants, and that's a concern when he's stepping up to 2000 metres here.
Sounds like a pretty neat summary. He and More Than This are very closely intertwined. More Than This has got a better draw this time and promises to improve at 2000. Champions Way has had a pretty clean shot at Golden 60 twice and come up short.
The other horses on the next tier, if you like, the Columbus Counties, the Super Oasis, the Amazing Beats, the Butterfield, who has won over the 2000 metres. There's no problem about the trip for him or Amazing Beats or Columbus County. There's that much between them last time.
Tough draw, Grant van Niekerk said when I messaged him. The Butterfield had got 12. I quite like Super Oasis as a long shot, perhaps not to win, but to run well. And the Wagner Borges angle.
Big moment.
Fantastic. And I think the fact that Wagner is on him will help the price. So if one horse is going to go in the mix at a big price, I think it's Super Oasis. But on the day that Golden 60 and Cole ran in the Classic Cup, there was a good quality 2,000 metre handicap. If you look at the splits from way out over on the far side of the track all the way home, all those horses, Amazing Beats, Super Oasis, Columbus County, they're in very deep against the 100 Club.
Definitely. I think they're the second tier, as you put it as well, Andrew. They're good second tier horses, and Amazing Beats proven at the trip. Columbus County, I think from what he showed in New Zealand and what he's done here, he won't have any problem at the distance. He's been very consistent. Super Oasis ran well in an Australian derby over 2,400 metres, but they haven't quite brought that level of form to Hong Kong to suggest that they could beat a Golden 60.
Private Secretary, I wanted to mention him quickly. A first derby ride for Matthew Poon, so again a big weekend for him coming up. And he to really burst onto the scene at Happy Valley with that first up win, but hasn't followed it up since.
I think it's in there with him, the ability, but getting it all unlocked is tricky. He can be a little bit edgy and wayward going out onto the track, and his profile after a tremendous start in Hong Kong has become a bit patchy.
Even last time out, I thought he loomed up as if he could be a hope, but then faded out. I think we should also mention Savvy 9. I don't think he's quite good enough to win, but John Moore celebrated his 70th birthday earlier this week. He's won 6 derbies. It's great to see in what will probably be his last Hong Kong derby that he is represented in the race.
Yeah, and again, a good ride there for Keith Young. Will be in the saddle. So when it's all said and done, who wins the race, Graham?
I think Golden 60 is the best horse with clear sailing. I think he'll win. More than this will make him work pretty hard. I think Super Oasis goes well at a big price in Champions Way. Shocks are rare in this race. I don't think any of the three of us are expecting a major shock on Sunday, Edward.
No, I'm not. I'm expecting Golden 60 to win, but I think there could be a surprise as far as something running 3rd or 4th that we might not have expected. Butterfield, for me, could be that roughy, but I'd be thinking that Golden 60, the race is at his mercy. He's to run below his best to lose this.
Yeah, I think Francis Lloyd will train the Derby winner this year. Might be more than this, might be Golden 60. Amazing Beats would be my roughy as well. It should be a fantastic race. As far as the weekend is concerned, our first race is at 1 o'clock on Sunday. The Derby itself is race number 8. It's going to be a fantastic day. Under different conditions, it's going to be a different race for us, but the race itself is set up. I think there's going to be a lot of class about it, and I'm sure the winner will be the best horse on the day.
Yeah, and the travel problems and quarantine issues mean it's all Hong Kong angle for the jockeys. So guys like Matthew Poon, Wagner Borges, Neil Callan's got a pretty good ride, Columbus County. Opportunity knocks for some people who thought they'd be watching the race on TV with us.
Yes, exactly. And I also think too, this is a race that defines who's going to be the next superstar of Hong Kong racing. And I think with Golden 60 more than this, we've got 2 horses there that could really go on to big things no matter what happens on Sunday.
All right, well, great stuff. Guys, enjoy the day on Sunday. That's the show. Thanks for watching. We're going to leave you this week with the last locally ridden winner of the Derby, if you like, and that was Tony Cruz on Macapura Star. Incidentally, happened to be John Moore's first Derby winner as well. So enjoy this. We'll see you again on the weekend for the BMW Hong Kong Derby. We'll bring all the action direct to you.
In the straight, Stellar Express dashed to the front, but Macapura Stars ranged up to tackle him, and at the 400 metres, Macapura Stars changed gears and taken over. Macapura Star darts away 2 lengths. Here's Electric Flash from the rear. He's starting to run home strongly. Macapura Star by 2. Master Eagle getting up on the inside. Electric Flash next, and then Magic Joy. Macapura Star by a length. Electric Flash wearing him down. Then Master Eagle at the 100. He goes for the whip on Macapura Star. A half to Electric Flash, and Macapura Star's too good. He wins the Derby and neck.